The average height for a male in the United States is?
5'6"?
I think I've looked this up before, like in college for a study, and I want to say it's like 5'8", maybe 5'9".
5'6"?
5'8", 5'7", 5'8".
5'9"?
I think it's 5'9". Probably 5'9".
Yep, right on the money. Every girl's getting it. 5'9". And what do you think is the percentage of men that are over 6 feet in the United States?
I'm going to go like 12 to 15.
Yeah, 14.5.
Okay.
So pretty close there.
40? 30.
14.5.
Really?
Because you don't notice those guys. Because you lot are lusting and thirsty for guys that are over 6 feet. And a lot of times you lot can't even gauge height very well. That's the funny thing.
There's a lot more short kings than people realize.
That's a tough one. Probably not a lot. Maybe like 70%?
What?
14%.
Okay.
Not a lot, 70%.
70%, like at least half of them.
This woman said that 70% of men are over 6 foot. 70! What the hell? What?
30%?
It's 14.5.
Wow, that was a lot. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because they only really focused on that top percent of men. They only care about the guys that are desirable. Everybody else just fades into the background.
It makes sense.
The ones that are actually over 6 feet or the ones that say they're over 6 feet?
We'll go with actually 6 feet.
I'm going to say that's probably a pretty small percentage. 25%?
It's actually 14.5. So even smaller than you thought.
Probably 2%.
It's actually 14%.
Really?
14.5.
That's off.
That's in the United States.
In the United States, okay.
Yeah. Okay, so you're 5'10". You're in the top, you're in the 99th percentile for women. So for looking at a man, 6'4", 6'3" is around the same percentile as you. So it's not really crazy what you're asking for, to be honest, given your height. I mean, it is, because the there's not that many of them. But if anybody's justified, it's you.
Yeah, I feel like it makes sense when you look at it that way, but if we're looking at kind of overlapping, in the sense of like, is this 1% going to find that 2%? It's not always as easy, but it makes sense in the back of my mind. Like, so.
Right.
Yeah, it makes sense in the back of your mind because you want what you want, but the reality is, does what you want you?
We can always be hopeful.
Would you say height's a deal breaker for you?
I would say so.
Okay.
As long as they're not shorter than me, I don't really care too much. Because like, my ex was like 5'7", and it really didn't bother me at all. Like, it actually wasn't even a factor when I met him because I'm so short. You know what I mean? Like, he was still like significantly taller than me, like with heels, without heels. So.
Okay. So as long as he's taller than you, you really don't care.
Yeah, no.
I'll be really honest. I think when I was younger, like in college, like late, you know, like 18, 19, and then into college, yeah, I would say I was a big judger of height.
That's very common. When these women are younger, they're going to be very ruthless with disqualifying men based on superficial things like height. You know, once they've had a few Chad and Tyrones, you know, come in and out, you know, pump and then run away, now they become a little bit more lenient with their dating requirements.
6'2" or taller. But I'm pretty tall. So in my mind at that age, I was like, okay, you know, if you're not that tall, then I'm, you know, not interested.
This woman's 5'7", talking about I'm really tall. You're not really tall, man. Chill out.
As I've gotten older, and I think this holds true for a lot of women, you kind of realize that there are a lot more important things than how tall your partner is. Values, you know, alignment in those areas.
Yeah, because you're getting older. Because you realize after the 20th Chad or Tyrone has come in and out of your life, I'm Tyrone. You start to realize, oh, you know what? Maybe I should choose men based on their morals and who they are and their character over just being tall and good looking. Yeah, that's what usually happens.
So it doesn't weigh as heavily now as it might have when I was younger.
Got it. So you get older, you realize what's really important.
Yeah.
You look back at all the short kings you rejected, and you're like, well...
Yeah, I'm like, dang it, one of those could have been the one.
No, not at all.
No.
One of my best friends is in like a very solid relationship, and she's the tall one. And supposedly, I guess I don't have proof, but she claims they have a great sex life. So that has dispelled all concerns for me.
A lot of these women associate a man being taller with a man's sexual prowess.
Silly.
If a guy's tall, then they just assume that he's gonna have a bigger, willy, and then like so he's gonna be better at sex and stuff like that. It's stupid.
I've said, multiple times to multiple people, height is very, very important to me. However, I will take the shorter guy if he has more desirable characteristics.
Like if he's got money. This woman is definitely gonna meet Senator Palpatine. She just said height is very, very important to me unless she meets a guy that's short who's got other desirable things going on. Really, she's talking about if she meets a guy that's short and he's got money.
Because there's a lot of more important things in the world.
Nah, doesn't really faze me, to be honest.
No. I would say who you are as a person is a deal breaker for me.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, height isn't really that relevant, and I think our society places too much emphasis on the height factor.
Yep.
When really, I think that that's more of a nice to have on a list and shouldn't really be a main factor of saying yes or no to someone just based on their height. I think that when you have such a hard stop on height, then you're gonna miss out on a lot of opportunities just because you're stuck on a very superficial factor of someone.
Absolutely. Somebody's talking sense. One of these women is keeping it real, thinking about what they're saying, thinking about the actual reality, bro. Like height means next to nothing, really. Unless you're in the NBA, who gives a crap?
Why do you think girls want to date a guy who is tall? Like, what is it about it?
That's a really good question. I think I can speak probably for myself mostly. I think when I was younger, I felt insecure and just like a giant when I was with a guy or talking, basically with a guy that was shorter than me. I don't want to like call out my friends that are shorter than me. I didn't feel like that with them. But when I would go on a date with a guy that was shorter than me, it almost made me feel like the masculine one in the group or in the relationship. I know that sounds odd, but you just feel like bigger.
You're still weaker though. And if a dangerous situation was to come, you're still going to need the man to be the man. So really and truly, all of this talk, you feel bigger, just nonsense.
Looking back, it was like a shallow reason to kind of push them aside, but it really did make me feel uncomfortable and insecure.
So it was your own insecurity that was causing you to then project that into your dating life.
Exactly.
And that's what I said earlier. It's the woman's insecurity, not the man's insecurity. So after all that talk that these women and Courtney Ryan were saying about, in the relationship, it's the man that's insecure, blah, blah, blah. Now, moving on a little bit, now we've actually come to find out that it's the women that have the insecurity if the man's shorter, as I already said.
So being with a taller guy made you feel more small and more feminine. A lot of girls want to feel that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think for me, safety is not necessarily a factor. I know it would be for a lot of women, but again, being someone who is big and who has played a lot of sports and things like that, I can pretty much take care of myself in that sense.
You're 5'10". She thinks she's Wonder Woman, bro. You're 5'10". Chill out. Like, yeah, you might be able to body some girls out there, but don't mean you're competing against guys. You're not going to body many guys. Like, chill out, man.
But there is something being somebody who, again, thrown the word out there a couple times, is very dominant in natural life. It's nice to not be the dominant person anymore. And a lot of times that does, again, come with the larger stature and a man. So being taller makes me feel like a normal-sized human.
Silence, you fool!
I don't want short kids. I mean, if I have like a little boy, I don't want him, that's saying if we were to have a family, if we, that's what everyone thinks that they're going to, but I just don't want a short little boy. I mean, a short little girl, that's fine. I'm 5 foot tall. My dad is 6'1". My mom's 5 foot. So I guess it doesn't always work out that way anyways.
Pathetic.
If your children end up being short, it's going to be because of your genes, though. You're 5 foot.
Height doesn't really matter to me. I just don't want to date a short guy. You need to be able to reach things that I can't reach.
Well, first of all, girls are always, not just girls, a lot of people are just shat on for being bigger. Women specifically are shat on for being bigger.
So what, men don't get this for being fat? There's whole TV shows based around laughing at men for being big. What are you talking about?
It's harder for us to be confident about ourselves when we're constantly feeling big and like monstrous.
Yeah, so if you're taller than a guy, it kind of projects that insecurity onto it.
Yeah, it invites an insecurity. And I think I know that like I have a lot of friends who might care about height and like size. I don't care about it as much, I think, because I have such a big personality. I take up a lot of space no matter what.
I see the appeal because maybe, obviously making assumptions again, but like taller men are maybe more like, oh, he's tall, he can protect me, I feel safe. It's like a comfort thing maybe.
Because it's attractive and it's more masculine to me, I don't want to feel like I'm wearing the pants when it comes to like when you look at a couple physically. You know, I have a strong personality.
Silence, you fool!
All these women keep talking about they got strong personality, they're dominating. No, you're not, bro.
Stop it. Get some help.
Mad ego based on nothing. You're just probably a loudmouth. That's all it could possibly be, really. Probably very sarcastic and rude.
More masculine than my masculinity because every female is we have a little bit of masculine, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you have that factor where they're a little taller than you, you know, they can like kind of hug you and you're still like, you know, your shoulders don't match.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So you don't want to be looking down on someone.
No.
Right? Or it makes you feel kind of more feminine too sometimes if a guy is taller than you.
Yes.
So if it was your dream guy in every way except for his height, it's not a deal breaker for you. You would date him.
Yeah.
Okay. Up to 5'5".
Yeah, I say that, but like I don't know if he ends up being 5'4" and he's literally perfect for me, then I would hope that I wouldn't close that door. You know?
She just said, I hope I wouldn't close that door. Liar!
And how tall is your boyfriend now?
He is 6 foot.
A boyfriend 6 foot though.
So if it was your dream guy in every way except for his height, you don't even care. You would date him.
No, exactly. We're gonna compromise.
Okay. So there's other things that are more important to you than
height.
Got it. Okay. What other attributes do you care more about that would like totally outrank height?
Totally outrank height. So many. Sense of humor, huge one. I've also heard, this is just me hearing things now, but I've heard that when women say they like a sense of humor, they like a man that can make them laugh. And when men say they like a sense of humor, they mean they like women who laugh at their jokes.
I've also heard that.
That's insane to me because that's looking for two completely different things.
Yeah.
Yeah, but men and women always look for completely different things all the time. That's actually very typical.
But it's ironic because I'd be looking for the same thing. I'm looking for a guy who can make me laugh, and he's probably looking that I'm fucking funny. I need a guy who can admit that I'm funny.
What?
Bruh, you're not funny, bro. You think you are, but you're not. Again, you're probably just sarcastic and annoying.